Good afternoon, you lovely people. I hope that you're all having a really good Tuesday and week, and we have some breaking news. Breaking news regarding Tottenham Hotspur Football Club that has come out this afternoon in that Timo Werner is set to sign a loan extension at the football club. This news has been reported by many reliable journalists such as Fabrizio Romano, and personally, I'm not a fan of this. If we want to be competing with the Liverpools, the Arsenals, the Manchester Cities of this world, we need better players at our football club than Timo Werner. And I get that he won't be starting every game next season, but even on the bench, he's not good enough in my opinion. An attacking player whose worst attribute is finishing opportunities should not be playing for a club like Tottenham Hotspur. As I say, if we want to compete with the top teams, we need a winger. Go out there and sign Eze. Go out there and sign Thfc. We need a defensive midfielder. Go out there and sign Paulinho. A striker, go out there and sign Isak or Solanke. Don't opt for the cheaper and easier options. I wouldn't be surprised if we hear some news in the next 24 hours about interest in Martial because he's for free. Year after year, the owners at this football club have gone for the cheaper and easier option. And I nearly said 9 times out of 10, but 10 times out of 10, it hasn't worked. You know, Antonio Conte wanted Bastoni, he got Longley. What a joke. Jose Mourinho wanted a proper centre-back. Someone like a Skriniar, he got Joe Rodon. I don't know if it's the same here. From what I'm hearing, Ange Postecoglou quite likes Timo Werner, and personally, I don't like the fact that Ange Postecoglou quite likes Timo Werner. I don't like the fact that my manager, the man who I'm putting my faith in to get Spurs forward in this project and to achieve things at this football club and make this football club successful again, is seeing potential in a player that a majority of us fans are sitting at home watching and not understanding how he's playing at the top level. You know, again, I'll say it, he's an attacking player that's worst attribute is finishing chances. How are you, signing players like that and expecting to be contending with the top teams? It should be quality over quantity this summer. I don't care that it's a loan. Go out there and sign an Eze, an Thfc, a proven quality Premier League winger who is going to make a difference in your team. Not an inconsistent man who's going to sit on the bench and when he does come off the bench, not even make an impact. If anything, he's going to frustrate us by missing sitters. You know, he's probably missed 50% of sitters that he's had at Spurs since he joined us. And over the last few years, he's been horrendous. So I get that people will talk about his stint and spell at Leipzig at the beginning, but I couldn't give a monkey's toss about that. Over the last 4 years, the guy hasn't been good enough. At Chelsea for 2 years, really, really poor. Fans tried to stick by him because he gave it his all, but so does Bob down at Sunday League. There's only so long you can stick by players who give it their all if they don't have the ability at the top level. RB Leipzig, when he went back there, he was phenomenal for them the first time round. They wanted to get rid of him. That's why they've put a 15 million release clause on him. Yet Tottenham, who are going through a project, who are trying to sign young players and progress as a football club and contend with the top teams, are signing Timo Werner, a player who, let's be honest, now he's 25, 26, something like that. He's not going to change and have this remarkable comeback in his career. He is who he is. And in my opinion, if we want to be contending with top teams in Europe and England, we need far better quality than Timo Werner. You know, a lot of fans were saying that we should permanently sign him. I don't understand those fans. There's a reason there's a 15 million price tag on him. That's all I'll say on that. But look, I'm hoping that this summer that things can improve. I'm hoping that we go up there and, go for quality over quantity. Get a Paulinho, get a proper defensive mid, a proper number 9 and a proper winger. But what I expect in all honesty is probably 7 or 8 players. Maybe a winger that cost us 15 to 20 million. Maybe a striker who's young and up and coming like Veliz or something who may be good in the future but isn't really going to make an impact straight away. Maybe a centre-back who costs 5 to 10 million, a loan or a free agent or something like that. A couple of youngsters, one of them may turn out, one of them may not. And in my opinion, we'll go for quantity over quality. That's what we will go for. But personally, I want to see quality over quantity. And Timo Werner, if we want to be progressing as a football club, contending with the top teams, he's not good enough. The guy misses sitters after sitters, and if you're an attacking player at the top level, right, and your biggest issue is finishing chances and putting the ball in the back of the onion bag, I question how you've made it to the top level. Let's look at the positives for Timo Werner. He gives it his all. Like I said earlier in the video, so does Bob, the winger down at Sunday League. He tries, he runs around, he fights for the badge. But he's shit compared to other top players. And so's Timo Werner. So is Timo Werner. You know, I don't like this signing whatsoever. What other positives are there with him? Oh, he puts in good balls. Yeah, he does sometimes. But we're ignoring all the terrible passes. The amount of times he struggled to get past his man, who's far slower than him. So his pace doesn't matter. His pace doesn't affect games. Whereas you look at the negatives to this signing. He's an attacking player who misses huge chances. He's nowhere near the level of other players in that team. Chelsea didn't want him. Leipzig didn't want him. In my opinion, the negatives hugely outweigh the positives. And look, some fans will say, oh, there's nothing to lose. It's free. The club aren't losing any money. No, but we've got a player now in the squad who is going to not necessarily bring down morale, but who doesn't have that winning mentality. We want to go out there and sign players, obviously youngsters, but I'd like us to sign someone who's been there and done it, a bit of experience, you know, as well as youngsters. Guys who really want to win, winning mentality. And you know my big issue with Werner? A couple of months ago when he just said, I'm really happy to be here. Now, a lot of people look at that and go, oh, you know, he's happy to be at the club. We love that. But I look at that as he's just happy to be here. He doesn't want to hugely achieve and push for things. If he does, happy days. But he's just happy to be at a club that accepts him. And if we want to reach the top level, we need to be brutal. We need to not allow these players to stay at our football clubs if they have loan spells and it doesn't work out. Sorry, Alejo Veliz, he may have potential, tough shit. You know, we need players for the now, we need quality. Oh, but you know, Sessegnon, he's unlucky with injuries, don't care. You know, yes, he is unlucky with injuries. But if we want to reach a top level, you've got to be brutal in major sport. And this club isn't. This club's too soft and keeps offering contracts to players like Timo Werner. And in my opinion, these types of signings for this football club show that we're not really going to get anywhere. I want to hear your guys' thoughts. Take care, all the best, have a good one. And as always, Common News Spurs, in Big Ange we trust. Enoch and Levy out.